Hey everyone, welcome back. It's another video. So this is the continuation video of the first video that I made in regards to the Rotherham grooming gangs. And this one is going to, I guess, primarily focus on what's been taking place since the Rotherham grooming gangs are finally starting to receive the attention that they need to receive, because at the moment, the UK government is doing nothing to help solve this problem. In fact, they're encouraging it. In fact, they're making things worse. They're jailing people for saying things that upset individuals on social media. That's a problem, in case you were wondering. If you are in the UK and you follow me, I really do feel for you. I feel incredibly sorry for each and every one of you that has to go through this kind of tyranny, even at the hands of Keir Starmer's government. It's just totally absurd. So I found this because the mainstream media hasn't done much reporting, if any reporting, on this at all. So you won't see much about the Rotherham grooming gangs. I tried for a long time to search up articles, but I couldn't find many. That is a problem, in case you were wondering. Mainstream media are complicit in this too, by the looks of things. They don't want to report on things they're supposed to report on. And that's why Elon Musk's Twitter and Elon Musk sharing this is so important. And by the way, Elon Musk is demanding the release of Tommy Robinson. And if Trump gets involved, that's a good thing, because Tommy Robinson should not be in prison. He should be free. He should be allowed to do his citizen journalism. He should be allowed to expose all this corruption and all this madness. But the problem is, people that are this corrupt cover things up. But finally, when they get exposed and the truth is finally revealed, hopefully there is some accountability. We'll see. On Wednesday, Elon Musk tweeted about the Rotherham grooming scandal, adding, "So many people at all levels of power in the UK need to be imprisoned for all this. I agree." He later added, "Vote reform is only hope." Musk was reacting to the Alex J report on the Rotherham child you-know-what exploitation scandal that was published on August 21, 2014, and had been shared by various users on X. Amazing how a report that was created all the way back in 2014 is only starting to make headwaves now. Rotherham child you-know-what exploitation scandal details in a 2014 report revealed systemic failures that allowed the abuse of approximately 1,400 children over 16 years old and under, by the way. Victims, many as young as 11, endured horrific abuse, including R-word, trafficking, and violent intimidation. Despite mounting evidence and warnings from initiatives like Risky Business, authorities failed to act. A major factor was fear among officials of being labeled as a racist, as the majority of perpetrators were Pakistani heritage, meaning that they were Muslim. This concern led to the suppression of key reports and inaction, prioritizing political sensitivities over child safety. By 2009, government intervention spurred reforms, creating multi-agency teams and improving safeguard measures. However, prosecutions remain limited, and survivors struggled with long-term trauma and insufficient support. The inquiry called for improved risk assessments, extended victim support, and community engagement, emphasizing that safeguarding children must supersede political correctness. I'm sick and tired of political correctness, by the way. And so Max Tepper's shared out just a small thing of the trial summary transcript, and it's utterly grotesque. It's incredible we haven't had mass civil unrest. Media reporting guidelines help bottle it up. Some of these people are going to walk free soon. And don't read it. Okay, I said it in the last video and I'll say it again. Do not read it. Whatever you do, do yourself a favor and save yourself from reading it, because I can't say it on this channel and I won't say it because it is that disgusting. The scale of the abuse. The Rotherham scandal involves a systemic S-word exploitation of at least 1,400 children, predominantly young girls. Perpetrators, primarily men of Pakistani heritage, groomed, abused, and trafficked these children, often subjecting them to severe physical and emotional harm. Victims were coerced through manipulation, threats, and violence, while their voices were repeatedly ignored or silenced by authorities. You couldn't even go to the authorities for safety. An independent inquiry led by Professor Alexis Jay in 2014, good thing that Jay was on the scene, right? Brought these crimes into sharp public focus. The Jay report, I like it already, revealed that the abuse had persisted for over a decade, despite numerous warnings and reports made to the local authorities. It highlighted the inaction of the Rotherham Council, South Yorkshire Police, and other agencies, which failed to intervene effectively or protect the victims. The failures were not only institutional, but also deeply cultural, reflecting a reluctance to confront issues tied to race and ethnicity. Fear of being labeled a racist. A recurring theme in the scandal was the reluctance of authorities to address the issue of due to fears of being labeled a racist, as the perpetrators were predominantly from a Pakistani background, meaning that they were Muslim. So they covered all this up because they were afraid. They didn't want to do the right thing. They were afraid to do the right thing out of fear of what these men, these Muslim men, would do. That, my friends, ain't courage. That's cowardice. And as a result, innocent young girls were targeted and abused by these men because of the failure and the political incorrectness of countless individuals. They could have done the right thing, but they chose not to. Actually disgusting. Public outrage and calls for reform. The fallout from the scandal led to public outrage and calls for accountability, which I'm all for, by the way. And I think even though the UK doesn't have the death penalty, I think they need to really consider including it for these people. The systemic failures of the government and the justice system. So lessons from Rotherham. Lessons from Rotherham are stark. Victims must be believed and supported, regardless of their background or circumstances. There's no way of changing what happened. You can't. There's no possible way. UK Labour Minister for Safeguarding blocks national inquiry into Pakistani R-word gangs. Labour Jess Phillips, Minister for Safeguarding, refused to back a public inquiry into child exploitation in Oldham, urging the council to handle it locally. Her decision comes despite years of systemic failures in similar cases, including Rotherham and Telford, where local inquiries failed to deliver accountability. Critics say Phillips is avoiding national scrutiny and letting survivors down. Why won't she fight for a full, transparent investigation? Source, Tommy Robinson. Elon Musk actually shared this out, and he goes, shameful conduct by Jess Phillips. Throw her out. And I say throw her in jail. If anyone is trying to cover their tracks, you need to throw them in jail, because there's a lot more on the line, and there's probably a lot more than they're doing behind the scenes. If they're acting like this in public, can you imagine what they're doing in private? Let people tell you exactly who they are. That's what I believe. At least they are showing you exactly who they are. It's time that we listen, right? And I know these grooming gangs, they're not new news, so to speak, but it's still going on. And the UK government is still covering it up. It's time that everything is exposed once and for all, and these corrupt individuals are thrown where they belong, in a prison cell or worse. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.